This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Top leaders of ruling alliance discuss country's latest political development and contemporary issues. Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kajis rest assures not to spare anyone involved in corruption, irrespective of political background. International Day Against Human Trafficking being observed across the globe, Nepal also observing the day amid various programs. And at least 9 people killed in fireworks explosion in Thailand. Now the news in detail. The top leaders of the ruling parties have held a meeting yesterday to discuss the country's latest political development and contemporary issues. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's press expert Manhari Timal Sinha said the leaders held informal talks about the formation of the new government in Koshi province and contemporary issues during the meeting held at Balwatar. The top leaders of the ruling parties held the first meeting after the Prime Minister's arrival from the Italy visit. Present on the occasion were Prime Minister and CPN Maoist Centre Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda and Nepali Congress President Sherbhadra Deuba, among others. The Supreme Court recently ordered the formation of the new government in Koshi province, nullifying the appointment of Uddhav Thapa as Chief Minister of Koshi province, finding his appointment contradictory to the law. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda has said that Nepal has succeeded in establishing its identity as the leading country in the world in the conservation of tigers and other rare wild animal species. In a message given on the occasion of the Global Tiger Day yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal congratulated all for achieving the target of doubling the number of tigers by 2022 prior to the set deadline. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kajis Shrestha has warned not to spare anyone involved in corruption, fraud and irregularity. Addressing a program organised at the National Martyrs and Peace Garden of Jagdol in Kathmandu yesterday, Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha reiterated that anyone from any political party, family or position involved in corruption would not be left scot-free. He claimed that good governance is the first priority and prerequisite of the present government. Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha pledged that anyone found accused during the investigation will be brought to book. CPN-UML Chairman and former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has stressed the need for the party's people-elected representatives to remain decent while discharging their duties, inaugurating a training session for the elected people's representatives from Lumbini province in Nepalganj yesterday. He said people's elected representatives should work for the welfare of the people, being free from arrogance and ego. He also claimed that the UML was moving ahead with the aim of securing majority seats in the next elections. The International Day Against Human Trafficking is being observed across the globe today, including Nepal, amid various programs. This year, the theme for the day is Let's Reach Every Victim of Trafficking, Don't Deprive Anyone of Justice. The United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution in 2013 to celebrate July 30 as World Day Against International Human Trafficking in Persons. Nepal, as an UN member state, had enacted and implemented the Human Trafficking and Transportation Control Act 2007 and Human Trafficking and Transportation Regulations 2008. According to a study conducted by the International Organization for Migration, IOM, more than 4 million people, including men, women and children, are trafficked per year globally. As per statistics from human rights organizations, as many as 230,000 women and girls are trafficked for flesh trade every year. Human traffickers target uneducated and innocent women and girls, especially from South Asian countries. On an average, 15,000 people are trafficked each year on the promise of providing lucrative jobs. Chairman of the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, Rabi Lamichhane, has blamed the government for failing to give business to Parliament. Talking to media persons at Bharatpur Airport in Chitwan yesterday, Chairman Lamichhane viewed that Parliament was not getting business at a time when the country was in need of several laws. However, Chairman Lamichhane said there are some positive signals from the government in case of corruption control, adding that efforts are not sufficient. Kathmandu metropolitan city is to carry out monitoring to make its campaign of prohibiting the use of plastic bags below 40 microns successful. Although the KMC launched the campaign on the 17th of July, it would carry out a regular monitoring regarding its implementation. KMC said that problems surfaced in managing garbage in landfill sites due to polythene. According to the department, out of 24% of garbage produced in the city, 75.5% is biodegradable and 24.5% is non-biodegradable. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 English News Bulletin. We continue with international updates now. At least 9 people have been killed, including 3 children, in a blast at a fireworks warehouse in a market in southern Thailand on Saturday. According to BBC, the explosion in Sungai Kolok on the Malaysian border seriously injured at least 115 people and is thought to have been caused by construction work. Residents described hearing a huge explosion at around 15 local time. The force shook buildings, shattered windows and collapsed roofs, sending a massive plume of smoke in the air. The explosion has also destroyed a large part of the town in Narathiwat province. The market fire has been brought under control and a preliminary investigation indicates a technical error in steel welding during construction work on the building was responsible, local Governor Sanon Pongarskon said. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said he does not reject the idea of peace talks on Ukraine. Speaking after meeting African leaders in St. Petersburg, he said an African peace initiative as well as a Chinese one could serve as a basis for this. According to the BBC, President Putin also said it was hard to implement a ceasefire when the Ukrainian army was on the offensive. Ukraine and Russia have previously said they will not come to the negotiating table without certain preconditions. Putin told the late-night press conference on Saturday that there were no plans to intensify actions on the Ukrainian front for now. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be generally to mostly cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at some places of Madhya Province, Bagmati Province and Gandaki Province and at a few places of the rest of the provinces. There are also chances of heavy rain with thunder and lightning at 1 or 2 places of Madhya Province, Bagmati Province and Gandaki Province. Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 26.2 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 20.8 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up the headlines once again. Top leaders of ruling alliance discuss country's latest political development and contemporary issues. Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kaji stressed was not to spare anyone involved in corruption irrespective of political background. International Day Against Human Trafficking being observed across the globe. Nepal also observing the day amid various programs. And at least 9 people killed in fireworks explosion in Thailand. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website, www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe and have a good day.